Hi, I'm Kansas State Representative John Rubin. Welcome to my home here in the historic 18th District of Shawnee. It is my privilege to represent the good folks here in Shawnee. The 2013 legislative session will begin on January 14th, and we have a number of important issues and challenges facing us then. So come on inside and we'll talk about some of these issues. The top challenges facing us next legislative session are the same ones we talked about during the campaign. Growing the economy here in Kansas, creating new jobs with a tax policy that is fair to all Kansans. We made great strides regarding those challenges the last legislative session when we had enacted the largest cuts in Kansas income tax across the board for all Kansas families in history. And the results of that tax policy are already being felt in Kansas as new employers are coming into the state and bringing with them many new jobs for Kansans. We need to build on the success we started with last term by making sure that our tax policy continues to be fair, fully fund all essential state services, and at the same time create a pro-business, pro-growth policy that will create more jobs for Kansans. Another very important issue that we must address next legislative session is redrawing the school finance formula to make it fairer to Johnson County taxpayers. And the governor has shown the lead on this by proposing a new funding formula that I think we need to seriously consider, removing caps on local option budgets and taking other steps to make sure that more of Kansas taxpayer dollars stay in Johnson County to fund Johnson County schools. I believe we also need to take a careful look at the way we select our appeals court and Supreme Court justices in Kansas. Currently, we use a formula that no other state in the union does that allows just lawyers in Kansas, not the citizens of Kansas, to make the selections of those persons to be considered by the governor for appointments to the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals. I believe that's undemocratic, and so do the citizens of all 49 other states. We need to look in depth at how we might make the current selection process for appeals court judges fairer and more democratic by allowing citizens of Kansas through their elected representatives to make these selections. Another issue that is very important to me personally is how we can better provide services and insurance coverage for our developmentally disabled community and our kids with autism in the state of Kansas. I am proud that I carried on the House floor last year a bill to require basic insurance coverage for autism treatment services for our young Kansans with autism, and to make sure that that coverage is also provided under Medicaid for Medicaid recipients. We were able to pass that important legislation in the House last year, but it stalled in the Senate. It is a priority of mine to see to it this year that we enact legislation to provide basic insurance coverage for kids with autism in Kansas. In closing, I want to thank you for visiting my website today, and I'd like to invite you to come back frequently for updates on pending legislation and my comments on the issues facing the legislature next term. And finally, I would like once again to thank you for the privilege of representing you in the Kansas legislature.